The following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
Flow Racing Studios live.
Tune into Flow and watch pretty much any race we want.
This is our Daytona 500, so I wanted to be a race car driver.
The largest crowd in the history of Eldora Speedway. So we're going to have a last lap slider in Gateway.
The Tulsa Shootout, I mean, everybody wants to go out there and win a golden driller.
The significance that this thing has.
Kyle Larson does it again at the Chili Bowl. Destiny fulfilled.
This is the biggest race I've ever won.
The best dirt late model series in America. Down the back straightaway, and O'Neal takes the lead and bounds down.
This is exactly the group you need to put on a big event like this.
The biggest night in pavement late model racing history.
You're watching the greatest sprint car drivers in the world right here on Flow Racing.
Welcome back to FK Rod in Central Arizona Raceway, presented by Low Voltage Solutions. It is time for round 4 in the desert, the 20th annual Rio Grande Waste Services Wild West Shootout, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. 75 degrees, over 150 race cars, and we're in the booth. Dustin Jarrett, and he's here with me, Ben Shelton. DJ, round 4 today. And if we thought round 3's weather was great on Wednesday, round 4, it's Friday. You got nowhere to be. You're here at the racetrack, and it is a perfect day to play race in the desert.
We have, if it's not identical to what it was here on Wednesday, it's pretty damn close, let me tell you. Highs in the mid-70s, virtually no wind. And with that, we saw what the track prep crew was able to deliver to us on Wednesday night. I would expect more of the same here this evening.
Yeah, we got over 150 race cars. We got about 10 barrel racers in the pit area, and who knows what the heck else we're going to have here tonight. We're so glad you're joining us here on Flow Racing, or here in the house at FK Rod in Central Arizona Raceway. And one thing we do know, DJ, through 9 features, 8 different winners. And DJ, we talked about it today on race day. The only driver that's won more than 1 feater, well, he's headed back to Wisconsin.
Yeah, tough break for Blake Adams out of Cameron, Wisconsin, as they had a piston issue on actually the A-Mod,
yep.
Yes. And so they're actually going to head back to Wisconsin. They're going to shift their focus ahead to Speed Weeks and the rest of the racing season, and that means the current Shocker Hitch X-Mod points leader, well, he's headed home. We're going to have a new points leader in that tonight. He was also 3rd on the modified points. Possibility to see 3 completely new winners again here this evening.
Yeah, Jake Smith's 2nd in the X-Mod points, so right now he's the highest driver in the standings entering tonight. But hey, it's a new day. Jake Smith got his first ever Wild West Shootout win back on Wednesday night.
Thanked me twice.
It was he thanked DJ and Dustin. Ben didn't make either one of those. Well, as we look today at the race info, it is a jammed up show here tonight in the desert.
Up show.
It is a jammed up show. And like I said, we got barrel races, all points in between. But we'll start the night with dirt draft hot laps. I just realized I have no dirt draft lineups in so far. Not sure it's going to matter based on my performance so far. And then we will have the Swift Springs qualifying presented by the Joy of Seating for the super late models. Then we've got heat races, 4 of them tonight, 8 laps apiece. Top 4 of each one of those move off to the main event. 2 B mains, we'll take 4 out of those. That gives us 24 24 cars. No Pro Power Dash until tomorrow. And tonight's main event, 30 laps, $10,000 to win. And a year ago tonight, the Southwest's own driver, Garrett Albertson, went to Hooker Trucking Victory Lane.
Yeah, and I love that 30 laps again tonight, right? I'm such a fan of those shorter races, man. I think that means that for every single driver out there, right, there's no logging laps. There's no just going out and getting this racetrack out. And like you got to go. And we saw guys come from the back of the field in 30 laps up to the front as well. So that's good stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at the information on the FK Rod End Central Arizona Raceway, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. We are at the Pinal County Fairgrounds here just outside Casa Grande, Arizona. You like what I did there? In 1968, this racetrack opened. 3/8 mile, high-banked, D-shaped oval, and that's a great shot of it right there. You can see that curved front straightaway here, and man, oh man, we have had 3 very, very, very good nights of racing thus far, and I'm looking forward to that again here today.
It's been a great one. Well, a guy that's enjoying the sunshine, and in a little bit he's going to enjoy the company of Billy Moyer, the Hall of Famer, who's going to be down there for heat race and B-main action. He'll be up here for the feature. But right now, Trenton Barry, you're down there soaking up the sun rays. How are you feeling on this fine Friday afternoon?
Man, there's somebody in the pits that's going to catch a sunburn today, and they're probably not going to be too terribly upset about it as well. This is the warmest day that we've had. Good afternoon, everybody, here at the racetrack, and welcome to all the great FloRacing viewers watching around the country and beyond. What a pleasure to be here again as we roll with round number 4. Everybody's in great spirits. You know, it's funny how as the weather's progressed and gotten better as the weeks went on, it seems like the attitude and the mood in the pits for most of those guys has improved as well. It's been a great event here so far, had a ton of fun. Looking to end this thing off on a big note, you know, guys, we've been here a week now, and it's wild because actually we've only completed half the event, and these last 3 days are going to come at you quick and fast, and I expect the grandstands to be full of great race fans. I know all the promoters have been excited about how everything has progressed. So looking for another great night of action. I'll have it all covered down here, and tickled to death to welcome one of the greatest dirt late model racers ever down here to the infield as Billy Moyer's tour of motorsports broadcasting continues here at the Rio Grande Waste Services Wild West Shootout. With that, we're going to send it to break. On the backside, we're going to talk to the guy that is responsible for that big gorilla that walks around so many racetracks all across the country. Winona, Minnesota's Jake Tim joins us when we return here from Casa Grande. Back here in the desert, Casa Grande, Arizona, getting ready for round number 4 of the Rio Grande Waste Services Wild West Shootout presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts here at the FK Rod-Ends Central Arizona Raceway, presented by Low Voltage Solutions, here with one of the young up-and-comers in dirt late model racing out of Winona, Minnesota, Jake Timm. Jake, you ran this race at Vado. You've now ran this race here in Arizona. Just kind of compare and contrast the two racetracks.
Honestly, I've been a big fan of them both. I really liked Vado. I had a lot of fun racing there. This place is a little bit bigger than I like, but it's still racing really good, and we've had a lot of fun and learned a lot since we've been here. So looking forward to night number 4.
Tell me about some of the challenges specifically of this place.
I think, I mean, the size is something we don't race on very often, but just the shape is kind of unique where, you know, the straightaway is more of a D on one side, and it's just it's got a lot of unique characteristics in terms of the banking and things like that, and the dirt's obviously different out here than most places. So yeah, we're learning and having a lot of fun out here.
As a youngster, you had a ton of success in B-Mods. You parlayed that into modifieds, cut your teeth there, had all kinds of wins and success in that. You guys are putting your own race cars together now through Rage for that program. Then you've transitioned now to focusing on dirt late models. There's no reason in the world to think that you're not going to get in and get your head wrapped all the way around this program, but you and I have talked kind of where you feel like you're at right now, one of the biggest challenges you've ever taken on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, you said it, going from B-Mods to modifieds to late models. I mean, B-Mods to modifieds are pretty similar. A lot of the stuff you do in a B-Mod works in a modified, very similar cars. And the late models just bring on a whole new set of challenges, and there's just so much more you can do to them. You pretty much got to be an engineer to figure them out. So we're learning that, and we're definitely learning it the hard way. But we're not giving up anytime soon by any means. We're just we're taking it day by day and trying to get better each race.
Is there anything in the world better for you when your race car's set up right?
Oh, no, I mean, that's the best, when you can just go out there and just wheel it and not worry about it.
You've had all kinds of success. Just looking back at last season, it was definitely a learning curve for you, but you knew that going into it. Yeah. What are your biggest takeaways from last year that you think might propel you into this coming season?
I think a lot of it's just going to be going back to some tracks for a second time. I would say, I think it's like 80 or 85% of the tracks on last year's schedule were new to us, and not just new in terms of the racetrack, but in different areas of the country where dirt's different, they prep different in different places, and you know, just kind of knowing what to expect when we go back to these places for a second time, and understanding the transitions of the racetrack throughout the night, and being able to make the right adjustments and pick the right grooves quicker, and all that kind of stuff. So you know, just, I mean, experience really.
You know, the business of Jake Timm Racing obviously had to come to the forefront as well to be able to do this. Your beautiful wife, Emma, has done a wonderful job with your merchandise. To kind of springboard off of that, though, you guys added the Jerome right here, which you can see on his fire suit. That's Jerome for a Gorilla Mill, but you added a live Jerome to a lot of these races. How did that complement your entire team's efforts when you guys went out to race?
You know, it's just an awesome thing. The guy behind the mask is Jeff, and he's been a long-time family friend of ours, so it's great having him go up and down the road with us. And then, you know, it's obviously a great thing for Gorilla Mill on the marketing side of things and exposure, but also the fans love it, the kids love it. It helps boost T-shirt sales, which helps me buy tires and keep going down the road. So, yeah, super grateful to Emma and Jeff for all their hard work, and obviously all our sponsors for getting us here.
Jake Timm with us down here in the infield. Best of luck as we wrap this thing up.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Jake Timm, guys, and they're going to roll out here and pack the racetrack. We're going to send it back up to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Trenton. Appreciate that. Is that rain down there in the golf cart?
Not the weather rain, the puppy dog rain. That is rain down there, puppy dog rain.
There is no rain in this forecast. As we talked earlier, it is absolutely gorgeous here today. Temps in the mid-70s. You can see crystal clear skies. Move over broken clouds. There's I don't even know if I'd call it a light breeze, man. It is absolutely perfect, and we finally, maybe for the first time in FloRacing history, agree with the weather graphic that's in the upper left part of the screen.
You know what? A blind squirrel, and yeah, you know the rest of it. So no, it's fine. Tiffany Swisher got it, and tonight we will not be. You know, we're not going to be getting our food. That's what we're not going to be getting after we talk to her. But now it's a beautiful day, and there's our puppy
rain.
dog rain. And how about Zach and the story? The story we got back on Wednesday night. Trenton, a great story, and the world. We need more people like Zach. And then Rain has been living Rain's best life out there. Rain's been playing fetch out there, just living a heck of a life. And man, what a great story. We need more of that in our life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Drove 1,600 miles here in a 2002 Chevy Silverado with 312,000 miles on it. With that being said, here is a look at your current Stuckey Enterprises late model point standings presented by Malvern Bank. Hudson O'Neill. You know, you'd think Hud would have a bigger lead than what he has, but it's just a 9-point advantage over a couple upstarts here to start the season. Both Ethan Dodson and Ryan Gustin have had great starts to this mini speed, we could call it. Bobby Pierce fourth, Garrett Alberson fifth. Is Turbo, Mike Marlar, JD, Kyle Beard, and Clay Stuckey rounding out the top 10 in the current late model point standings for the 2026 running of the Wild West Shootout.
3 features, 3 different winners. 2 of those winners, well, they're in the pit area, and they're Hudson and Ethan atop the standings. And we'll see if we get Thornton back by Sunday from that little race over there in Tulsa called the Chili Bowl, which is actually a massive race.
Had a great race last night, by the way. Seabell getting the win late over Seavey.
It's been great all week. Well, I tell you what, if you're here on the grounds, head down to the Race Chick trailer, pick up the official merchandise of the Wild West Shootout. If you're not here, onefasttee.com, onefasttee.com. Head over there. Mr. Jim will send that right to your front door, and some really cool designs. And again, if you're here in the grandstand area and restocked the past few days, head down there, grab them before they're gone. Wild West Shootout merchandise, onefasttee.com, and that is courtesy of Race Chick. You can grab that down on Vendor Row. You can scan that QR code on your screen, and they'll order it. They'll send it right there to you.
Hey, also, real quick, while we're talking about some of the vendors here, I want to give a big shout out to Painted Wings. They got some really cool merchandise back there. Everything from coasters to earrings to keychains. Heather Freeman down there at Painted Wings. Make sure you stop down there and see her as well. She's just got really cool stuff. Got to actually grab a set of coasters, and actually we got everything. We got coasters, we got earrings, we got keychains. Again, that's Heather Freeman down there at Painted Wings behind the main grandstands. If you're looking for some really cool Wild West Shootout merchandise, maybe even not Wild West Shootout merchandise, just really neat stuff, check Heather out back there. She's got some really cool things.
Yeah, she gave some great stuff. Babiak tried to take credit for it. He denied. He explained it was hers. Did a great job. We appreciate her. Man, we've got so many great supporters of this event.
We do.
And whenever you can, please support them. Even if it's not a product they have right now, but you want, maybe one that you want to have them make. Talk to them, let them know where you heard about them. Well, I tell you what, rolling the racetrack in, they got some extra moisture in it. Going to take just a second. We're going to step aside. Thanks to marketing partners. We come back. It's race time in the desert, round 4 of the Rio Grande Way Services Wild West Shootout. We'll be right back on FloRacing.
The race into 3 and off of 4. Your winner of the second feature is Turbo. Tyler gets it done.
Established in 1983, FK Rod-Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod-Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
This isn't just a shop. It's where racers build products for racers with blood, sweat, and gears. At Buzzy Racing, we know what's at stake because we race too. From rear-end rebuilds and tube straightening to dyno-tested steering boxes and transmission overhauls, we don't just fix it, we build it like it's our own. Family-owned, track-proven, built with purpose, built to win.
Stop letting your trailer boss you around. Shocker Hitch has the air ride solution for every setup. Our air receiver hitches absorb road shock before it hits your truck, protecting your cargo and your drivetrain. Hauling heavy, the gooseneck surge eliminates the bucking and jerking of a hard connection. For campers, the Quick Air fifth wheel pin boxes provide a cushioned premium towing experience. Needed on the trailer side? Our air tongue mounts bolt directly to your frame for instant shock absorption. And the air equalizer brings air ride comfort to your existing weight distribution hitch. Shocker Hitch, safer, smoother, every mile.
Race Car Engineering is your single source supplier for all your racing equipment. Dirt, asphalt, drag strip, street rod, or off-road. Their experts can keep you on the track and in the lead no matter what type of racing you do. Hundreds of brands, thousands of parts. Find them online at racecareng.com or call them toll free at 800-882-7231 and make sure to ask for your free catalog. That's Race Car Engineering, 800-882-7231.
Welcome back, FK Rod Central Arizona Raceway, presented by Low Voltage Solutions. Getting the racetrack ironed in here today. Had a little C&D bonding green flag there. And quickly brought out the Midwest Sheet Metal yellow lights, as again 150 plus race cars in the pit area. And you're either here on the grounds watching at FloRacing. You can't be here today. We hope that you'll join us tomorrow or coming up on Saturday, or excuse me, tomorrow or Sunday. You got 2 days to see some beautiful weather and great action in person here in the desert. CD bonding green flag back on the speedway.
Absolutely is. Among the drivers on the track for this session of Hot Laps, you're going to see the 28 out there, the 27 out there rather, and that of course is Andy Davis, the 02 of Deuce Teague. Both those drivers on your screen right now. Wish he is slimy to start with. There's the 12 of Mike Rosales. Yeah, that is Mike Rosales. I was about to say Jay Rosales. That's Mike Rosales in the number 12. Or is that going to be Cale Riggs maybe in the Rosales number 12? How about Sherman Barnett?
The Shermanator.
The Shermanator, yep. Welcome back. It wouldn't be a Wild West Shootout without Sherman and Christy Barnett in the pit area. Let's see who else we have. The 89. First time we've seen that driver this week out of Elm Grove, Louisiana. That's going to be Chris Mangum, the winner at Arklatex last year. In that good-looking Hayco Transport Buds Construction sponsored entry. There's Christy Barnett in the Barnett Harley-Davidson sponsored number 44. Another outstanding year for her, 13 wins at Vado Speedway Park. Remington Bud, also first time with us here this week, the quickest in that wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and right on cue. There he is in the Arklatex Speedway sponsored number 161, the Buds Construction Coburn Supply sponsored entry for Remington Bud. Let's see, we had a few others out there as well, Ben, we hadn't seen this week.
Mel Romero was out there, and that said, you catch Mel?
I did not catch Mel, but I do see him now. Mel Romero in the 3.
Out of Las Cruces, the 3R first time. We got a handful of guys, you said first time. Juniors Upholstery, Valley Industrial, Mel Romero's number 3R. And second wave of cars will make their way out of the infield. They help to seal the racetrack up as we continue with Shocker Hitch X Mod Hot Laps presented by Border Tire. And man, I tell you what, great field of cars in the pit area. And 54 cars in this division going after $1,000 here tonight. And a few of these, did you catch the 7-Eleven out there, DJ? That is the question.
I
that I had it on my roster. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, was that Pace Herrera? I didn't even see Pace Herrera back in the pit area, but I know that he's here racing. He's actually racing a stock car as well.
It is Pace Herrera in the 7-Eleven.
It is the Rage chassis out of Price, Utah. The iBox brings Tom's Guide Service sponsored entry. There's the 509 out of Piedmont, South Dakota. That is Brennan Davis. Glad to see him back with us in that Paul's Auto Repair Black Widow Construction GRT race car. There's the 5. Which 5 is that?
That's McNutt.
It is one of the McNutts. Is that Eric or Shane?
Today, behind the wheel of car number 5 is going to be Shane. Shane's
there you go.
Be in that one. Yeah, I think we're down to one McNutt today, and it's going to be Shane in car number 5M. As only one of them unloaded down there.
Stop it.
Get yourself together, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man, they had some bad luck. Their first time was here on Wednesday. Neither one of them had especially good luck. Shane McNutt in car number 5M behind him in car number 28 out on the racetrack. That will be, I believe, David Pitt. Yeah, the Pitt Stop Motorsports Pit Construction Different Breed Visionary car 28.
we expected it. We got quite a few new drivers here, even a few that snuck in on us.
Yeah, I did not see Pace Herrera in the pit area. I knew, because I think he's going to be racing a stock car on Sunday as well.
Yep, he is. He texted me earlier, so we knew he was coming. I've got his information for you, by the way. So there is the 28. That is one of the 28s. We got Bryson Yeager back with us. That's David Pitt out of Rock Springs, Wyoming. There is the 13 of Josh Beyer and the 11D of Dave Smith. So a pair of New Mexico drivers there. And
your favorite hometown.
My favorite hometown, Kaministiquia, Ontario, the hometown for Curtis Stay in the McDonald's Automation Now Transwest sponsored entry. There is, all right, the 980. So
we played with his dogs today for sure. Yes,
two great-looking Huskies down there for Caden Woody. The 75, by the way. So there's Duke Erickson. We'll get a camera back on the 75. First time here, and one that we didn't have on our list, and that's going to be Cole Suko in the 75. So got to send a shout out. And I've seen Cole race a million times during my Iowa travels, and I've heard his last name pronounced a million different ways. So shout out to Jason Frommelt and Jay Van, who confirmed Cole Suko in the number 75. Josh Kane on your screen in the 3J.
That's right, the Rio Rancho, New Mexico driver. 18 wins a year ago for that competitor. Dakota Gerard, fastest lap we've seen so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. The Moberly, Missouri driver, an Extreme Pro Race Engine Dirt Hustler race car.
And one we didn't get right there on your screen, that's going to be Brian Bennett. Yep, absolutely, in the Mesa Verde RVB Transportation Basin Towing sponsored number 10 out of Tularosa, New Mexico.
All right, well, good to see Bennett here. And we talk about you getting the final weekend, and there right behind him is Mel Romero, the 3R that rolled by. Final weekend, you can show up and race 3 times. There's no shortage of racing when you roll into town. As the 94 car leads the next set out to the Speedway, and that's Tyler Potter out of Fulton, Missouri. 4 wins last year. The TC Property Investments Potter-powered J2 race car in car 94. Behind him in car 23H, Hector Barraza, 1 win last year at Votto in the B-Mod division. The J2 race car Dynamic Race Engines, Toyo Team Auto Transport entry from El Paso, Texas for Hector Barraza.
Behind Hector Barraza is going to be the 7X. We got to talk to this guy down in the pit area earlier out of Whitman, Arizona, Bubba Stafford Jr. in the Atkinson Motorsports West USA Modern Methods Wraps by Beham Integrity Drilling Solutions Slick Stick Shock Schaefer Oil BMS South race car for Bubba Stafford Jr.
Oh, man. I love everything about that race car.
I do as well.
Car number 30 behind him, Blake Davis out of South Coffeyville, Oklahoma. The Hoffman race car, a Blue Diamond Racing Engine, the Outlaw Motorsports number 30. And riding behind him in cart 75, Tyler Johnson out of Levine, Arizona, the Dirtworks Contracting Integrity Drilling Solutions DeVille race car.
A couple other drivers on the track. The 54 back with us here tonight on your screen. That's Lance Ralph out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. And the Jim Gauthier GM Pat's Marine Kubota sponsored number 54. And there's his pseudo teammate for this week. It's going to be Brandon Rehill, 6-time winner a year ago for the St. Andrews, Manitoba native. The Best Way Rentals and Sales, Extreme Performance Automotive, Integrity Fire Protection, Cousin Doyle and Loop sponsored entry.
And one more entry, that'll be Chandler Dodge in the 5C. It's the first time this weekend we've seen Chandler with us.
He was here for the opener, or at least practice night.
Grind. Yeah, I think he was here practice night. That's what it was.
Absolutely. The Arizona Differential, Dirtworks Contracting, Bodies by Dodge, Santiago Industries sponsored number 5C for Chandler Dodge. That's an NX1 chassis for him. I love the look of that 7X.
Good looking race car. There's a lot of good ones in the pit area. A lot of good looking race cars in the pit area. So we'll get them wound up here. Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Get your Dirt Draft lineups in.
Maybe Bubba Stafford Jr. you'd like to put on your Dirt Draft team.
You may. The second car of the week that he's had. So this one is short bus inspired.
It literally,
That made us laugh so hard.
It says the short bus stud on the back of the 7X. How about Blake Davis quickest? No, Tyler Johnson quickest. Yeah, absolutely. In the 75, you know why he's quickest? He got decals on both sides of the car.
Also turned the fastest lap out there. That also will get you to the top of the board.
That'll do it. That'll do it every time. Every time.
I think that's going to be the final wave of Shocker Hitch X mods presented by Border Tire, as it's like down in staging, Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire mods. And they will make their way out to the Speedway. And how about cart 65 that is going to lead them out? That's Tyler Davis out of Hayesville, Kansas. 7 wins last year. The Blackout Motorsports chassis. Mullins Power Plant, Brick Duty Heating and Air Conditioning. Logan's Landscape and Tree Service. Car number 65, Dallas Caldwell, the Tucson, Arizona driver. Behind him, he only ran 6 races last year in the 525 power Jet chassis. Environmental management sponsor on the side.
Next driver behind him is going to be one of the racing Slocos. That'll be the son in the 22S at Cole Sloco out of Pismo Beach, California. And the UPR Racing Max Motorsports Rugged Radios Victory Circle race car. Again, that's Cole Sloco. Behind him, that good-looking number 7 two-time winner a year ago out of Amarillo, Texas, A.J. Sharpenstein in the Klein-powered MB Customs race car, the My Race Rack Crest Motorsports Tron Race Graphics Amarillo Auto Body sponsored entry. There's the 721.
Yep, Troy Gimmel.
Yep, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I did 2 already. You go ahead with Troy.
You're all good, brother. Troy Gimmel. He comes to us out of Ponca City, Oklahoma. The Stoneman-powered Mullins race car. Yes Finance, Allen's Automotive Advocare. 1 win last year for the Enid, Oklahoma driver, Troy Gimmel. And behind him, Gage McCoggan. We're going to talk about what Gage has donated. We're going to be giving away on Sunday momentarily. He's out of Okotoks, Alberta. The Victory Circle chassis, Body Rock, Scottsdale, Desert Disposal Solutions 57. And the McCoggan 57. DJ, who's behind him?
We got the 29 out of Montgomery City, Missouri. That's Chris Spalding in the Hovis Powered Elite race car, the Action Hydraulics Cassandra's Cuties. C33 Motors All-Out Dent Repair sponsored 29 for Chris Spalding. And he'll be followed by our Grand Marshal this year in the 131 out of Mesilla Park, New Mexico. That is Royal Jones, a winner in a 305 sprint at his home track a year ago. The McDonald's, BLT Trucking, Mesilla Valley Transportation sponsored 131 for Royal Jones.
The 97 behind him, Cole Anderson out of La Center, Minnesota. The SSR race car, KS Engineering powered, Anderson Enterprises, Velocities custom printing 97 car. And he rolls through turns 1 and 2. Right behind him, entering turn number 1. Let's see.
TM3.
Yeah, there we go. Good old on-air personality, race car feature winner, Troy Morris III. That driver, the California native, now residing in Waterloo, Iowa. The Mullins-powered Victory Circle Hyperco Troy Sandwiches. Performance Bodies, number 7, 5 wins last year for Troy Morris III. And on your screen, the 24C, DJ.
Yeah, it's going to be Joe Chisholm out of Osage, Iowa. And Jimmy Chisholm, his brother, is number 24C in the Skyrocket by Balance Speed. J&S JCB Red Can Sanitation sponsored number 24C. A couple other drivers on the track, Ben, for this wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. There's the 51 of Dallas Caldwell. We talked about him already. Behind Joey Chisholm is going to be the 96 of Tate Hansen. Glad to have Tate Hansen back with us out of Spicer, Minnesota. That Vanderbilt race cars, the Structural Buildings, Hansen Concrete and Demolition and Excavating sponsored 96, the 02. He's got Kent Roseveare down there turning the wrenches this weekend. That's going to be LC Conover out of Yuma, Arizona, the ProTech Automotive Performance Hughes chassis. You better get that phone, Ben. The 6 Fester out of Grove City, Minnesota in the Fester-powered SSR race car, and the 11 of Gene Nicholas. Glad to have him back with us. The winner of Volusia last year out of Lowell, Arkansas in the Mullins-powered Hughes chassis, the SK Solutions Bear Graphics Gene Nicholas LLC sponsored car. How about A.J. Sharpenstein quickest so far?
Yeah, he's looking to bounce back. Not the best of outings for him on Wednesday night. So the 2-time winner last year, for better luck tonight. A.J. Sharpenstein in car 7 and a very sharp race car. No pun intended, man. That thing looks great. The Performance Parts and Bodies number 7. Pulls up alongside Matthew Fester in the 6F car. Well, fastest cars, you said A.J. Sharpenstein, then Tyler Davis, LC Conover, and that first wave of Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Mods. Next set of cars make their way to the Speedway. How about a first-timer, DJ?
Yeah, driver change in this one, Ben. It's going to be the 88 Triple X. It's been Randy Klein through the first 3 races. How about your defending I-94 Speedway late model champ, Travis Sauer, out of Elizabeth, Minnesota, stepping behind the wheel of the 88 Triple X, the Dakota Bumper and Body Supply City-side collision deferred and construction and roofing sponsored Harris race car for Travis Sauer. Behind him will be one of the drivers pulling double duty here this week.
Skipped ahead.
Nope, that's Lucas Rodin.
What? Oh, I thought. Go ahead.
Okay. Lucas Rodin, the Nightmare in the 19. Yeah, I think he's still pulling double duty. The Rodin Farms, Mike Rodin and Sons Trucking, sponsored number 19. Go ahead.
He had driven around Stephen Glenn. I thought Stephen Glenn was next. That's my mistake.
Trust producer Tiffany.
And trust in Tiffany. Out of Hamilton, Missouri, Stephen Glenn, the Vanderbilt race car, Cameron Racing Engine, Slow Kid Racing, Itabach disaster cleanup. He's had some disasters this week, largely not of his doing that he's had to clean up here. Man, wrong place at the wrong time for that driver. And the number 24 X car, that's Xavier Ortega out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. The train chassis by Ortega, BMS Racing Engine, True Flow Plumbing and HVAC, Brown Bag Deli, number 24X, one win last year for Xavier Ortega.
I could go for some Brown Bag Deli right now. There's Fluffy Mark Dotson in the 85. Out of Cameron, Minnesota.
Yep.
Nope, that is not Cameron. Why do I have Cameron?
Cameron, Missouri.
Cameron, Missouri. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Cameron, Minnesota is Blake Adams. It is a faux pas on my part. The Tri-Rivers Logging, Bright Aesthetics, Bush Forestry, Circle E Cattle Company, Bear Graphics sponsor number 85D for Mark Dodson. And there's the 151 back with us after a night off. That's Lucas Gibbs out of Wichita, Kansas in the Schaefer Oil, Duval Electric, Bear Graphics, Dick Sticks by Drake, DKMC Wheeler Metals Performance Body, sponsored number 151.
Jay Rosales will ride in cart number 12, exiting turn at number 2, the Hacienda Carpet Outlet, Truck Country number 12R, CDR Race Car Beast Power Plant. As rolling through turns 1 and 2 behind him in car 58, exiting turn number 2. Gary Christian, 3-time winner last year out of Broken Bow, Oklahoma. The KS Engineering, CDR Race Car, Hochtown Saloon, Panel Chipping, Smith Equipment Company, car 58X.
A couple of other drivers on the track.
Hunter Sandy.
Yeah, Hunter Sandy and the 19. I was looking at him actually. I wondered why everybody stopped. It's because they allowed the water truck to cross over. Yeah, so the M19 on the speedway is going to be J.C. Manningly out of Springdale, Arkansas. The Team 19 Motorsports, Complex Technologies, LA Electrical, Olkey Constructors, MB Customs Yauman Power Plant underneath the hood of that race car for J.C. Mattingly, and the number 12 of Hunter Sandy. 15 wins for your defending Vado Speedway Park X Mod and Stock Car champion, the Hacienda Carpentile, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Tradition Real Estate, Las Cruces Auto Pro sponsored CDR race car for Hunter Sandy, and there is his pseudo teammate for the week, the other number 12 of Jay Rosales.
I caught up with him earlier today. The Hacienda Carpet Outlet Roll. We talk about Hacienda Carpet.
They got like 8 cars back there.
Man, they do so much sport racing, and you see it there. Hacienda Carpet and Tile. If you need carpet and tile in this area, support somebody that supports a lot of race teams. That's what you get out of that. The number 10 M rolling through out of turn number 4, I believe. Now I might scratch that out of. He's somewhere out there, trust me.
He's on the track.
Talon Willis in car number 10 out of Elizabeth, Louisiana, a CDR race car, Durham-powered, S&S Fishing and Reynolds, Wheeler Metals, ELE Construction, Claire's Corner, and Southland Delivery. 9-time winner last year, Talon Willis, from a mod to a B mod to a super late model.
He did it all.
He did it all. 101 race car on the speedway. Luke Silver out of Laveen, Arizona, 7 wins last year, 6 of those right here. The Longhorn client-powered S&S Demolition, Awesome Motorsports and Shock Service, car 101.
There's a good look at Hunter Sandy, and I think no, we're going to have one more wave. I thought this might be the last wave of hot laps for the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds. Right at 61 cars, which means we'll take the top 18 in passing points, and that splits them up into 3 different B mains. 60, 61 for the cutoff for that, 60 or less. We take the top 16 in passing points and run 2 B mains. Anything higher than that, we take the top 18 in passing points and we run 3 B mains. There's one that I missed, Ben, and the 19, it is Lance Murray. Yep, the Murray Brothers Incorporated, M&M Pump and Fabrication, Sun Landscape, J&M Custom Auto sponsored number 19 SB for Lance Murray. And how about Travis Sauer? Like he hasn't missed a beat, goes to the top of the leaderboard in the 88 XXX with a 18227.
He's probably thinking, man, I gave you guys a head start and I'm still faster than you. We also saw on the speedway the 44 car, Jason Knoll out of Peoria, Arizona, Lance Murray's teammate here this week. I tell you what, Jason Knoll has had a good week. Limited starts past few years, and he comes out here guns blazing, if you will, at the Wild West Shootout. Fastest lap we've seen so far, though, Travis Sauer, as DJ said, then Lucas Rodin, Lance Murray, Gary Christian, Lucas Gibbs. And again, DJ, if you're fastest in dirt draft hot laps, that gets you what?
Absolutely nothing.
Congratulations.
Yep, because it is a luck of the draw, with passing points being the name of the game for both the Shocker Hitch X mods and the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds. We got, I think, one more wave of hot laps for the mods before we roll into Swift Springs time trials for the super late models. That'll be presented by the Joy of Seeding. As you see the cars in the Needmore Speedway Southern Heritage Classic staging lane, they're making their way out, but they're going to be led out by the 13-year-old out of Mesa, Arizona in the L8. That's going to be Ethan Stevens. 2 wins in a micro last year for the driver of the Silvercom Trucking, Johnny Angel. 3 wide designs. Grandma and Grandpa Sutton, Messina Valley Transportation sponsored number L8. That's going to be Ethan Stevens. There he is on your screen. He'll be followed by the J7. And of Alamogordo, New Mexico, that's Jake Bowles in the K&S Engineering powered BMS race car, USA Insurance on the side of the J7. I promise it'll be the next car on your screen. It's Jake Bowles out of Alamogordo, New Mexico.
Delivering on your promise. Behind him also, I think, might be on your screen. I can't guarantee it. The 20 car, can't swear to it. Rodney Sanders out of Happy, Texas, the Hatfield powered MB Custom Entry, 6-time defending USMTS champion, the Wichita Tank Army Contractors, Messina Valley Transportation, Keith Hammond Construction, Paulson Rock Products cart number 20, 12 wins last year for that competitor. And behind Rodney, we should have the 80XX of Jason Langford. Hey, how about that? We do. Out of Palestine, Texas, the Pro Power Racing Engine MB Custom, Langford & Sons Construction, E-Tex Energy Services, B&R Race Car, the Smiley's Racing product, also sponsoring Jason Langford. 1 win last year for that competitor.
We got the 24 of Rick Ortega next on the screen. There he is, the Winning Edge Carburation, Lift Arms Construction, Ballistic Race Trailers, BMS race car for Rick Ortega. He's out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Behind him, also pulling double duty, female racer Christy Barnett out of El Paso, Texas, and that Barnett Harley-Davidson CMD Racing Shocks Thrifty Nickel sponsored number 44.
The 2SS car, Mark Smith out of Anthony, New Mexico, the Hatfield powered Vanderbilt Chevrolet, Viva Chevrolet, Messina Valley Transportation 2SS on your screen. And riding behind him in cart number 50, Robert Adams out of Tucson, Arizona, the CDR race car, Adams Transport, Hardy Hole Drilling, Moments Power number 50 for Robert Adams.
3 more drivers on the track for this session of Hot Laps, and that includes the driver of the number 71. No, 4 more drivers on the track. The 71, Dustin Strand, now out of East Grand Forks, Minnesota, in the Walhalla Building Center, Hillside Ag Custom Spring, Desert RV, Flagstaff Nissan Subaru Millennium chassis for Dustin Strand. And there is the Gallardo of the Peyton variety. That is going to be Peyton Gallardo out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, in the Gallardo Paving Group JGF Built G3 Fitness sponsored entry. Joe Duval, Joe Daddy has been called him the other day, in the number 91. And of course, Joe Duval in that Duval Electric, his wife's credit card. Deathridge Opticians, Mel Hamilton Ford sponsored entry. And there is Trenton Berry's favorite driver, Fito Gallardo, out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. 4 wins last year for the driver that just continues to rack up wins at this point in his racing career, proving he can win just about anywhere and anything in the Gallardo Paving Group, JGF built, Messina Valley Transportation G3 Fitness sponsored G17.
He could probably win in a truck.
He could drive a truck
to get the win.
He could drive.
Well, that's going to wrap up Messina Valley Transportation Border Tire Mods as Dirt Drive Hot Laps for them. Looks like nobody else in staging. 39 of those drivers. That's all of the 61. They're going to try to dial them in. So that means it is time. Joy of Swift Springs qualifying presented by Joy of Seating.
The joy of Swift Springs.
Joy of Swift Springs.
I like it.
Frank Simonetti will be happy about that. All right, there we go. Yeah, getting screenshots of race cars.
A lot happening.
Oh man, there's a lot. It's hard to stay focused sometimes. So up next, Swift Springs qualifying presented by Joy of Seating for the Super Late Model Division, and we'll have Group A and B qualifying coming up momentarily, and we'll see if anybody can get that fastest lap of the week that Mike Marlar had last Saturday. As again, $1,000 from the Rio Grande Waste Services Shock the Clock Challenge. $1,000 for the fastest lap of the week. Tonight, $100 for the fastest lap. And the big question will be, can we get our 4th different late model feature winner in as many nights? Mike Marlar, 14.845 last Saturday. That was the fastest lap we've seen so far this week. And you see the Kaiser Manufacturing Speed Shot. They're rolling the racetrack a little bit and see if they're going to give these guys another lap, or if they're just trying to get it rolled in. Racetrack looks really good again today, DJ. Again, when you don't have a 30 to 40 mile an hour wind, it allows you to get a really good jump on the surface.
It's amazing. I think any track promoter, any track prep crew in the country would tell you that, you know. And when the weather plays in your favor, it makes a big, big difference. I'm really, really excited for tonight, man. We saw just a tremendous show here on Wednesday night. We had an efficient show. We had great racing. We we were done at a phenomenal time. I'm not going to jinx us, but and again, the track prep crew, they just I really and truly, and this is not a homer statement. This is not a hey, you got the Flo Polo on statement. I honestly, bottom of my heart, believe that this track has got just a little bit better with each night. It has raced really, really, really well, and I think every single driver you and I talked to in the pit area said the same thing.
No, they have, and I mean, really, the track prep, those guys aren't Flo employees. We could say whatever we need to.
We could say whatever they want to about
whatever we want to. Now, they've done a great job, and those guys have busted their tails. So here we go. Swift Springs qualifying presented by Joy of Seating for the Stuckey Enterprises Super Late Model Division presented by Malvern Bank. Group A will make compete races 1 and 2 later this evening. Group 3 and 4, I should say heat races 3 and 4 will come out of Group B. So your first 3 qualifiers will be Tyler Erb out of New Waverly, Texas in the 1T, the 15D of Justin Duty out of Milano, Oregon, the 66 of Eli Ross out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. Tyler Erb, the Best Performance Motorsports, Langenfelter Mechanical Contractors, First Class Septic, Anthony's Pizza, Sunoco, Roberts B Company, Barron's, sponsored Clements Powered Rocket for Tyler Erb, 14 wins last year for that driver. The 15D of Justin Duty, former Mars Rookie of the Year, First Class Septic, Don Frank Fords, Darren Mardell Williams, Jeff Stewart Trucking, Pro Power Racing Engine Longhorn, and the 66 of Eli Ross out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, last year's Comp Cam Super Dirt Series Rookie of the Year, the J. Hodge Chevrolet, Peterson Fluid Systems, Ross Construction, Bill Fry Motorsports, Joe Godsey Racing, Clements Powered Rocket for Eli Ross. 7 wins last year. DJ, we're underway. Swift Springs qualifying.
Absolutely, and a gorgeous day here in the desert. These are the drivers that will be vying for their starting spots in heat races 1 and 2 a little bit later on tonight. Turbo 15.260, Duty 15.536, and Eli Ross 15 good lap 15.393. Lap 2 for Uncle T is a little better, 15.122. Second lap time for Justin Duty, a little better. He jumps up to second, 1.5344. And Eli Ross's second lap time, a tick off. He'll be third, 1.5393 his best lap. So the early bar set by the driver out of New Waverly, Texas, Tyler Erb, 1.5122.
Up next, it'll be Hudson O'Neill in the 6 out of Martinsville, Indiana. Eston Whistler out of Otis, Oregon, the 82. The 11X of Austin Cool out of Cape Creek, Arizona. Hudson O'Neill in the K&L Rumley Enterprises, D&E Marine, Senior Life Insurance Company, Rumley Engineering, Cornet Powered Longhorn, 1 win already here this week in Car 6. The 82E of Eston Whistler, 5 wins last year. From the Kill Powered Rocket driver, the Meredith Logging, Davidson Napa Auto Parts, Nutworks Construction, RK Construction, Otis Market and Fueling, and all-purpose storage number 82. And the 11X of Austin Cool. Austin coming to us out of Cape Creek, Arizona. The PB Transportation, BEP Petroleum and Tank, Sheet Metal Specialties, Cool Engineering, Dakota Powered Longhorn Chassis for Austin Cool.
First lap time for Hudson O'Neill, quickest so far, 1.5115. Eston Whistler goes 5th, and then Austin Cool goes 5th quick. Let's see what Huddy's got on lap number 2. Ben, can he get into the 14-second range? He does, 1.4988. Hudson O'Neill, the time to beat. Eston Whistler, 1.5724, 5th quick. Austin Cool will be 6th. His best lap, 1.5867. Hudson O'Neill, now the time to beat after 6 cars, 1.4988.
Up next will be Kyle Beard out of Truman, Arkansas in the 86. The 13 of Bryson James out of Albany, Oregon. And the 8 of Dylan McCowan out of Urbana, Missouri. Kyle Beard, the Man Motorsports, Gary Beard Trucking, Autocraft, KB Trucking, Schaefer's Oil, Swift Springs, Extreme Race Graphics, Clements Powered Longhorn. For the 2-time Comp Camp Super Dirt Series, Kyle Beard, who had 1 win last year, the Arkansas racer. Joined on the speedway by Bryson James out of Albany, Oregon. Shepherd Engine Development, Longhorn, Stram Motorsports, Platinum Trucking, James Gang Pizza, Lynn Benton Insurance, JK Pickle Trucking, Stram Brothers Excavating, all for Bryson James with 12 modified wins last year. And Dylan McCowan, 1 win last year out of Urbana, Missouri. The Sonic Pomeroy Services, BLC Transportation, Empire Energy, Lee Construction, Heritage Tractor, McCowan Farms, Midwest Sheet Metal, Scott Bailey Powered Longhorn for Dylan McCowan.
Kyle Beard going to be 5th quick on lap number 1. Bryson James 6th quick on lap number 1, and Dylan McCowan going to check in 3rd fastest his first time around. That's the best of the trio. Second lap time for the silent assassin, Kyle Beard. Not as good. He's 6th quick, best lap 1.5456. Now Bryson James goes 6th quick, best lap 1.5433, and Dylan McCowan stays 3rd. His best lap time a 1.5320 after 9 cars. Hudson O'Neill, Tyler Erb, Dylan McCowan, your top 3.
Up next, Bobby Pierce out of Oak Oakwood, Illinois in car 32. The 97 of Kate Dillard out of Rogue, Louisiana. The 4P of Richard Pappenhausen out of Chico, California. Bobby Pierce, Low Voltage Solutions, Churchill Transport, Collins Brothers Towing, Rio Grande Way Services, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Carnegie Towing, Fort Knox, Safes and Vaults, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn, defending World of Outlaws and Flow Night in America champion. Meanwhile, Kate Dillard already 2 wins on the year. The Clements Powered Longhorn, S&S Fishing and Mills, Joel's Auto Sales, Mesilla Valley Transportation Production, Jars, Jody's Oil Field Service, car 97, and Richard Pappenhausen out of Chico, California. In the 4P, the Cornet Powered Longhorn, Dave Pappenhausen Construction, Kevin Scherer Designs entry. 1 win last year for Pappenhausen.
Bobby Pierce, 3rd quick, first time around, Ben, 15281. Kate Dillard, 9th fastest, 15487. And Richard Pappenhausen, 12th quick, 16325. Second lap time for BP is a little bit better, but he stays 3rd, 15180. Second lap for Kate Dillard, little better, 8th quick, 15444. And Richard Pappenhausen's second lap, also a tick better. He bumps up 1 spot to 11th, 15836. 12 cars have qualified. Hudson O'Neal still the time to beat.
Up next from Fargo, North Dakota, Amelia Eisenschenk in the 1X, the 4TW of Tim Ward out of Mesa, Arizona, and Holly, Minnesota's Cole Schill in the 15 Star. Amelia Eisenschenk, the Donnie Schatz Racing, United Rentals, General Equipment and Supply, Petro Shopping Center, Shaw Trucking, Schatz Crossroad, Fastlane Car Wash, number 1, the 4TW. The Toby K's Hideaway Peak Decals, DD Outside Services, JM Michelle Schmidt Motorsports, Jim Shepard Powered Longhorn for Tim Ward with 4 wins last year, and Cole Schill in the 15. Cole aboard the Dakota Engine Powered Black Diamond BEP Petroleum and Tank and Sheet Metal Specialties for the 3-time winner last year, Cole Schill.
First lap time for Amelia Eisenschenk's good enough for 10th fastest. First time for T-Dub, he goes 10th quick. And the first trip around for the 15X of Cole, 15 Star of Cole Schill is 15th. Second lap time for Amelia Eisenschenk, a little better, 11th, 15560. T-Dub's second lap time. 4th quick, good lap for Tim Ward, 15277. And the second lap time for Cole Schill, 15th quick, 17323. Tim Ward, 4th quick. Bobby Pierce, 3rd. Tyler Erb, 2nd. Hudson O'Neal, still the time to beat, 14988.
Tim Ward got that crew juiced up on pork chops on the off day. They're ready to rock tonight. Dustin Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota, the 19. Up next, the 128 of Kylan Garner out of Neosho, Missouri, and the 78S of Steve Stoltz out of Peoria, Arizona. Dustin Sorensen, Altenburg Construction, J&S Repair, JCB, Paulson Rock Products, 63 Club, Rochester Chevrolet, CBR Drilling, Newman, Todd Innovations, the Pro Power Racing Engine of Longhorn, 2 wins last year in the mod for Dustin Sorensen. Kylan Garner out of Neosho, Missouri. Rocket Chassis, Shepherd Engine Development, Power and Hood, the Carter Wealth Management, Shiny Honey Truck Wash, Phase 2 Technology, Double Down Asphalt, Stacked Racing Products, and Steve Stoltz in car 78 out of Peoria, Arizona. The Right Shock Technologies, Dirt Pro Incorporated, Alpine Stars, Don Hagen Trucking, Rockwell Sunglasses, Durham Powered Longhorn for Steve Stoltz.
4th quick for Dustin Sorensen, good lap, 15200. Kylan Garner 16th on lap 1. Steve Stoltz 17th this first time around. Let's see what Sorensen's got here on lap number 2. Second lap, still 4th quick. His best lap, a 15200. Right now, that put him on the outside front row of Heat 2. We'll see if it holds up. Kylan Garner's second lap, a little better, 16th, 16171. And Steve Stoltz will be 17th. His best lap is a 16289. Ben, 18 drivers have attempted a lap, 2 to go. Hudson O'Neal, Tyler Erb, Bobby Pierce, the top 3.
Up next, Winona, Minnesota's Jake Tim in the 49T, and RC Willow out of Tucson, Arizona in the 96. Jake Tim, the Grill and Mill, Herco Companies, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Oak Ridge Fabrication, On Demand Church, Horman's HVAC, Stone Machinery, CPD Racing Tools, Integra, Willie's Carbs, all sponsors of Thick Hill Powered Longhorn. 1 win last year in the mod for Jake Tim. RC Whitwell in car 96 out of Tucson, Arizona, the Aerovision Live, Abercrombie Vineyards, Hoskins Construction, Precision Chassis Development, Clements Powered Longhorn for RC Whitwell. Final 2 qualifiers, Swift Springs Group A, presented by the Joy of Seating.
Again, they're gunning for Hudson O'Neal's lap, the only driver in the 14-second range, 14988. Jake Tim's going to be 13th his first time around with a 15678. RC Whitwell's first lap, 18th quick, 16215. I don't know if that 96 is up to snuff, Ben. He's actually going to back off of it down the back straightaway, so that's the only lap Whitwell will get. Second lap time for Jake Tim, not as good. He'll stay 13th with a 15678 as Whitwell pulls into the infield, and that's a wrap lap on Swift Springs Time Trials presented by the Joy of Seating for Group A, the first half of the field. Hudson O'Neal lays down the time to beat 1:4.988. So look at the driver there, that Rumley Engineering Longhorn number 6. Tyler Erb second, Bobby Pierce third, Dustin Sorensen fourth. As long as those times hold up, those 4 drivers will start on the front row of heat races 1 and 2. Then it was T-Dub, Dylan McCowan, Justin Duty, Eli Ross, Bryson James, and Cade Dillard rounding out the top 10 in Group A. We are going to wipe the slate clean and do it all over again. This will be Group B, the second half of the field. Getting ready to come out on the speedway. They sit in the Neatmore Speedway Southern Heritage Classic staging lane. And the way these drivers qualify will determine how heat rate. Look at that. Look at Sunshine. What's that say? Sunshine?
The Tugly Hooker.
The Tugly Hooker. How about that?
A lot of things to see and say there.
There's a lot going on.
All right, well, I do know we've got the Vide Specialty Contracting and Waste Management, Kai Chevy, Town Propel Racing, and GMB Customs entry is Sam Mars, our first qualifier in Swift Springs Group B. Be joined by Ethan Dotson, the feature winner on Wednesday night from Bakersfield, California, and Clay Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Other sponsors on Sam Mars, number 28 car, CMD Shocks, TLC's Sense Plumbing, Army Contractors, Structural Buildings, and Mid-States Equipment, all sponsors on car 28M. Ethan Dotson in car 74X, feature winner, first ever Wild West Shootout win back on Wednesday. And the ASD Motorsports for Jarrett Rifles, Taco John's XL4 covering, North Augusta Customs, Brad Benton Trucking, Clements Powered Longhorn for Ethan Dotson. 1 win on the year, and well, that came on Wednesday. And the 15S of Clay Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana, the Advanced Powder Coating, Mooring Transport, FiberTech Laser Cutting, Pro Glow, AccuForce Dyno and Testers, Sunoco Racefields, Bill Stein, R&R Farms, number 15 for Clay Stuckey.
So the first driver to trip the trigger is going to be Sam Mars, 15518. Ethan Dotson, 15126. That's a good lap. That one will be hard to beat. Clay Stuckey, second quick. That's a good lap for him, too. 15252 second lap time for Sam Mars, 15518. That's third quick. Ethan Dotson, second lap time, not as good. Still 15126 the time to beat. Clay Stuckey, second lap. Not quite there. He's second quick, 15252. So Wednesday night's winner, Ethan Dotson, the early bar, set for Group B with a 15126.
Coming up next is Drake Troutman in the 22 car out of Hyman, PA in the 22 Star of 0. Jake O'Neill out of Tucson, Arizona, and Layla Eisenshake out of Fort Fargo, North Dakota. Drake Troutman, the Team 22 Inc., Victory Circle Auto Sales, Gambler Transport, Mesquite Valley Transportation, Brickhouse Tavern, RFI Resources, Bill Stein, Cornet Powered Longhorn for Drake Troutman. 9 wins a year ago for the World Outlaws Rookie of the Year. Jake O'Neill out of Tucson, Arizona, the Hodges Farms and Dredging, Recourse Centers, Sierra Mining Construction, Red Eye Radiator, DPF Specialist, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn 0, and the 15 of Layla Eisenshake out of Fargo, North Dakota, the 18-year-old, 5 wins last year. The Donnie Schatz Racing, General Equipment and Supply, Shots Crossroads, Fastlane Car Wash, Petro Shopping Center, Shaw Trucking entry for Layla Eisenshake.
Drake Troutman second quick on lap number 1. That was a good lap. I don't know that Jake O'Neill is picking up on the transponder. Layla Eisenshake fifth quick, 16196. Troutman's second lap time is quick time in Group B, 15100. Second lap for Jake O'Neill. Yeah, I don't know that transponder is picking up. And Layla Eisenshank's second lap's a little better. She checks in with a 15954. So unofficially, Troutman the time to beat right now in Group B with a 15100. And I think Jake O'Neill's going to stop to the attention of J3 down there. And they're going to check the transponder on the 0. So Troutman 15100, Ethan Dotson 15126, and Clay Stuckey 15252. Right now, the top 3 cars in Group B. And there's a look at Wednesday night's winner, Ethan Dotson, on your screen, currently second quick here in Group B.
Well, Ethan Dotson, big win back on Wednesday night. Man, it was crazy, DJ. He got to the lead, and it was like he had a 16-cylinder motor in that race car, just gone, drove away from him.
2 motors. Yeah, 2 motors in the race car.
Dose motors and
oh man,
Oon race car. Well, they're checking Jake O'Neill down there. He's had Jimmy Owens turning wrenches on that race car throughout the mini-series so far. We'll see if Jake can get his first late model feature win in the Wild West Shootout, former modified feature win in the mini-series. Time to beat in this group, Drake Troutman, 15.100, fastest lap of the night so far. Hudson O'Neal back in Group A, 14.988. Fastest lap of the mini-series, though, Mike Marlar last Saturday, 14.845.
And Hud wasn't terribly far from that. He was about a 10th off here in there in Group A. I think they got the transponder fix on the 0 of Jake O'Neal. Man, you talk about a guy, as you said, that's just had crummy luck here so far. Had an incredibly fast race car, but just hasn't had luck fall his way at all. He's actually been in contention, been running in the top 5 at various points through each of the 3 features so far, and has been dealt a bad hand by Lady Luck.
We got Gunnar Frank in this set out of Montrose, Iowa on the speedway. Also Tim Lance out of Brimfield, Illinois in car 48. The Tim Lance Racing Outpace Racing Products Digital Copy Systems Floyd's Waste Disposal entry. And we talked about Gunnar Frank out there, the Frank Farms Precision Suspension Pro Power MB Custom 21F.
All right, Jake O'Neal, 4th quick on lap 1. First lap time for Gunnar Frank is 7th fastest. And Brandon Lance will be 8th quick. Lap 2, Jake O'Neal car looks good. 2nd lap, a smidge off. 4th quick, best lap 1.5276. Gunnar Frank, 2nd lap, a little better. Not as good, actually. 7th quick, 1.6002. And Tim Lance, I thought it was Brandon Lance. Tim Lance behind the wheel. Yeah, behind the wheel of 48 tonight, 1.6352. He will be 8th quick. So 8 drivers have qualified. Drake Troutman, the time to beat.
Up next, the 0G of Matt Gilbertson out of Montevideo, Minnesota.
He's always
we
Watson.
can go Watson,
Always
the
Watson.
goose capital of the world. Oh, we're going to go quad box on this one. Well, how are we going to quad box? We got 3 cars. All right.
We've been
Chance Man out of Newport, Arkansas.
Oh, let's go.
We're on board with JD. And the 49, Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia. Matt Gilbertson in the P&M Construction Professional Installers, Western Installation, TR Wraps and Graphics, Pro Power Racing Engine MB Custom number 0. Joined on the Speedway by car 88. Chance Man out of Newport, Arkansas. The J. Dickens Powered Longhorn, Man Motorsports, Space Racing, Fuels TV Performance, Penske entry. And Jonathan Davenport, 2 boxes for that driver. 1 from up top, 1 in the car. The Acer and Hauling and Rigging Nutrient Ag Solutions ASC warranty. Cornet Powered Longhorn for Jonathan Davenport.
Boy, that sun is a you-know-what to try to see out of that 49 race car. Look, is our camera sliding on the 49, or are we turning it on our own? I don't know, but it is pointing straight at the track. You don't want to look at that too long. Davenport 4th quick, back to the triple box. It was a good try. Matt Gilbertson is 9th quick, Chance Man 10th quick, Jonathan Davenport 3rd quick. He's the best of the trio, JD 1.3240. Best lap for Matt Gilbertson, 1.6008. He's 9th, and Chance Man's best lap was 10th, 1.6155. Troutman, Dotson, Davenport, your top 3 after 11.
All right, well, you see Clay Stuckey down there catching a word with Sam Mars. Up next, it'll be Terry Phillips in car 75 out of Springfield, Missouri. The 18 of Chase Younghands out of Manhattan, Kansas. The 157 of Mike Marlar from Winfield, Tennessee. Terry Phillips, the Man Motorsports, Don Babb Motorsports, Andy's Frozen Custom, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Kaiser Manufacturing, VP Racing Fuels, Scott Bailey, Powered Longhorn 75. Joined on Speedway by the 18 of Chase Younghands out of Manhattan, Kansas. The Otis Wheel Company, Bozard Ford, Paulson Rock Products, Stussy Construction, Younghands Wrenches, CJR Motorsports, Clements Powered Rocket XR1, and Mike Marlar in the 157 out of Winfield, Tennessee. Vic Hill Powered Longhorn, Delco Equipment, Langenfelter Mechanical Contractors, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Petrov Towing, and Capital Signs, all sponsors of the Vic Hill Powered Longhorn, and Mike Marlar in the 157.
Terry Phillips will be 7th quick on lap number 1. First time for Chase Younghands. He now goes 7th quick. I bet Marlar goes 7th. Nope, he goes 8th. He proved me wrong. So 7th, 8th, and 9th, Younghands, Marlar, and Phillips. TP, lap 2, 9th quick, best lap 1.5814. Chase Younghands is 7th quick, his best lap 1.5555, and Mike Marlar going to be the quickest of that trio. He's going to check in 6th quick with a best lap of 1.5396. We've now had 14 drivers attempt a lap. We've got, I think, 7 drivers left. It's Troutman, Dotson, Davenport.
Well, you've heard laces out Dan. We're righty-tighty Dan Just when you're putting the GoPro camera on the race cars. Come on, Dan Just.
Come on, Dan.
He's a stand-up guy except when he's sitting down. Up next, Garrett Albertson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico in the 58. The 90 of Tim Eisenberg out of Marshfield, Wisconsin. And Terry Carter out of Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. We love you, Dan Just. In car 58, Garrett Albertson, the Bragg Properties, Low Voltage Solutions, Bill's Sports Shop, Mississippi Valley Transportation, River Machine and Welding, Bill Stein, Midwest Sheet Metal, Clements Powered Longhorn. And the 19, Tim Eisenberg out of Marshfield, Wisconsin. The Custom Fabricating and Repair, Advanced Process Solutions, capital sign Bill Stein. The Vic Hill Power Plant, the Infinity by Wells. And Terry Carter out of Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. The Clements Powered Capital, Fort Signs and Promo, Good Guys, and Aldonado 16.
Garrett Alberson, 6th fastest. Tim Eisenberg, 10th fastest. And Terry Carter, 13th fastest on lap number 1. Let's see what Alberson has on lap number 2. I feel like that team is just waiting to have a good run here this week. Lap 2, a little better, up 1 spot to 5th, 1.5274. Eisenberg stays 10th, 1.5580, and Terry Carter stays 13th, 1.5988. Ben, 4 drivers left to qualify in Group B, and they're still gunning for Drake Troutman, whose lap of 1.5100 is the time to beat.
We'll have 2 groups of 2. Up first, Daniel Adam out of Peru, Illinois, in the 75A, and the 19R, Brian Gust out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Daniel Adam, the Hoker Trucking, RLM Enterprises, Justin L. Langdon Electrical Contractors, Restore Warehouse, Rashbones Towing, Allen Automotive, Stack Products, Midwest Aero, and Velocity USA, all sponsors for Daniel Adam, the Cornet Powered Rocket. And the 19R out of Marshalltown, Iowa, Jay Dickens. Under the hood of the Infinity by Wells, it's Ryan Gustin, 8 wins last year. The Allen Seamless Gutters, Hoker Trucking, Custom Fabricating, Carl Chevrolet, Performance Bodies, May Properties entry for Ryan Gustin.
And those 2 drivers are on the qualifying clock now. The first one to trip the trigger is going to be Daniel Adam. He had a good qualifying effort here on Wednesday, and he's got another good one here, 8th quick, 1.5469. The Reaper's been fast every race so far. He is 7th quick on lap 1 with a 1.5276. They both need to pick it up a little bit to get to Troutman's lap of 15.100. Daniel Adam does not. He stays 9th, best lap 1.5469. Ryan Gustin does. He jumps up to 5th quick, 1.5263 for the Reaper. So, with 2 drivers left to qualify, Ben, Drake Troutman trying to hang on to the top spot in Group B with a 1.5100.
Final 2 qualifiers out of New Berlin, Illinois. Brandon Shepard in the B5, and first time this week out of Phoenix, Arizona, John Cornell in the 28. Brandon Shepard, the Valvoline, Shepard Auto Sales and Salvage, Denny Woodworth, Attorney Law, Fox Shocks, Paulson Rock Products, Stussy Construction, Realtree, American Racing, B-Shep Gear. For the Pro Power Racing Engine Rocket, 6 wins last year for the 5-time World of Outlaws champion Brandon Shepard, and the 28 car, John Cornell out of Phoenix, Arizona, former SWDRA Late Model Series champion, the A-Tech Engineering JC Precision Cornet Powered Rocket for John Cornell.
All right, let's see what they got. We'll see if anybody has anything for Drake Troutman. A 15.252 is the time to put Sheppy on the front row of a heat race. Won't do it on lap 1. 1.5403. That's 9th quick, John Cornell. The stalwart out of the Phoenix area, 20th quick, 1.6352. Sheppy with a slightly different line on lap number 2. Lets it drift out, coming out of turn number 4. He improves, but not enough. He'll jump up to 8th. 1.5298 for Brandon Shepard. And the final lap time for John Cornell is not as good. He will be 20th quick with a 1.6352. So that's a wrap on Swift Springs Time Trials presented by the Joy of Seeding. And in Group B, it was Drake Troutman laying down the quickest lap with a 1.5100. Ethan Dodson was 2nd quick with a 15.126. Jonathan Davenport 3rd, 15.240. And Clay Stuckey 4th, 1.5252. Those times hold up. Those drivers will start on the front row of heats 3 and 4. Then it's Gustin, Alberson, O'Neill, Shep, Marlar, and Daniel Adam rounding out the top 10.
Well, just like that, we are wrapped up here with Swift Springs qualifying presented by the Joy of Seating. We're going to step aside, thanks to marketing partners. When we come back, opening ceremonies, heat race action, round 4 of the 20th annual Rio Grande Way Services Wild West Shootout presented by Riley Auto Parts. We'll be right back.
Impact Race Gear is your source for custom race shirts. We are certain that you will see the same things that hundreds of racetracks, teams, organizations, and manufacturers have already discovered. When it comes to quality and service, we simply can't be beat. We are not one of those here today, gone tomorrow print shops. Impact Race Gear has been trusted for years by racers all across the country. Give your fans and sponsors what they deserve. Simply awesome race shirts. Visit us online at impactracegear.com to learn more and start your order today.
Race fans, Dirt Draft is your #1 fantasy racing app. Play along with hundreds of events each year featuring the biggest stars in series and racing. Draft your team each race night and compete against hundreds of fans across the country. Or start your private league to battle your friends for the ultimate bragging rights. Accumulate points each race night and cash those points in for top prizes from the biggest brands.